Last week on Penguin Beach, Laurie perfected her flirting style with 2 different male penguins, neither of which were single. Harlan stood by his decision to ditch DG for Katie, and Gail has found a new love interest. So it's fair to say that there's been a bit of swapping and changing occurring on Penguin Beach. But this week, a couple of our favourites are going through a change of their own, which might just bring all this flirtatious behaviour to a grinding halt for some. Our youngest penguins, Jack and Laurie, are growing up. And in the penguin world, that means it's time to shed the baby feathers and don that iconic tuxedo.
Jack and Laurie are still in their juvenile plumage, but they're getting ready to molt into their adult plumage. So there's a long process that goes along with this.
And what they'll do is they'll put on about 2.5 pounds, which is a lot of weight for a bird that only weighs maybe 8 or 8.5 pounds to begin with.
Right, so it's time to bulk up, and that means downing plenty of big fish at feeding time. Step 1, check. So what happens next?
Once they've bulked up a little bit and put on that extra weight, those new feathers will start growing in and pushing out the old ones. And this actually takes away any waterproofing or buoyancy they might have, so no swimming for them for a while.
So no swimming means plenty of time for relaxing and figuring out new ways to entertain oneself.
As their molt moves along, they look pretty miserable. Their plumage is patchy, they look disheveled.
And some of the other members of the colony may treat them a little bit differently.
Jack seemed to get a brunt of it this year. Seemed every time he found a spot, someone kicked him right out of it.
For Jack, this molt has put a big target on his back, which appears to be causing some social isolation. No matter where he goes, this new look seems to be drawing a lot of negative attention. And the rest of the colony certainly aren't making this transition easy for him. He hasn't gotten away unscathed. With patches of feathers now missing, Jack still has a few more weeks to wait this phase out. Meanwhile, over by the rocky cave, Laurie isn't doing much better with adjusting to her new look. Once full of confidence and flirtatiousness, now she's feeling a little frumpy and forgotten.
Well, poor Laurie, the girl who used to catch all the boys' eye, she's not catching their eye anymore. She's molting her feathers off and she looks absolutely terrible.
But I'm sure in the next 18 days or so, when she's done molting, she'll have a brand new set of feathers and looking sharp. She'll start getting some attention back from some of those boys.
For now, Laurie will just have to weather the molting storm and wait this one out. There's no doubt change is in the air at Penguin Beach, and for Rocco and Hoover, this change is for the better. These two are starting to really grow and develop as a pair. This clucky couple have already built a nest, and as a result, they are ready to take their relationship to the next level. When there is this much love in a pair bond, the next step is to try for a chick. But since both Rocco and Hoover are males, that makes laying an egg a little tricky. So the keepers have given the pair an egg look-alike to care for, and they are loving it.
Rocco and Hoover are showing a lot of parental behavior, even though they're both boys.
While they can't have a chick of their own, we want to encourage that behavior because who knows, they could be foster parents.
Rocco and Hoover aren't the only ones with chicks on their minds. Gail's relationship with Cannon has escalated quickly. Cannon isn't wasting any time attempting to solidify his bond with Gail, so he makes a move for round 2. But Gail isn't interested. This isn't the first time Cannon has tried for something extra. His appetite for mating is a little more than Gail is up for.
Cannon is always looking for a little more attention from Gail, and I'm not sure the feelings are mutual.
So we're thinking that Gail is pretty much just tolerating him and not having too much interest in him just yet, but let's cross our fingers and hope for those two to get together.
As a result of their mismatched levels of mating drive, Cannon has become a little testy. only time will tell if this couple will last. Next week on the season finale of Penguin Beach, Jack and Laurie have finished their molt. But how will the colony react to their new look? DG is moving on from Harlan, but you'll never guess who his new love interest is. And we catch up with Austin and Elizabeth. Has their relationship survived Austin's bout of disloyalty?